So we got that trail cam set up right there. It's going to cover this path, and hopefully we'll catch a deer walking off this trail to go to that trail, and it'll catch it. Like right now, that trail camera's catching me. I'm going to step over here for a minute. But some good things to set up trail cameras are on paths like this, deer trails. Those are their highways. During summertime though, those bucks ain't really wanting to hit their antlers on anything because velvet will tear real easy. You know, it'll start bleeding. So they really try to watch their antlers. So try to set it up in some open areas too. But yeah, this trail camera should produce pretty good. Like if you watch this, I'll just walk right in front of it. Oh, it should catch me. Just did. So it's gonna catch anything that moves by there. I think that one's on. Would you put it on video or picture? It's on video, so should be good. But that SD card's acting stupid. It's a major problem with these trail cameras. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the house and sit in the shade or sit in the air conditioning. Might set out a couple more later. I don't know though. All my trail cameras are kind of acting really dumb, but at least we got one out to see what's back here. Peace. So we're out here today setting up trail cameras. Right here, setting up one because I found this deer trail, pretty nice one. But yeah, we're on a major path right here. Now this path is going to hold a lot of deer. They're going to walk from place to place. I don't want to necessarily set this trail camera right up on that trail because I want to also catch this path. But I want to catch them walking down that deer trail too, because a lot of these does will just walk on this path, let alone. So what I could do is just set my trail camera right here on this tree right here, and catch them on this path and that. Now, you want to try to get all the leaves like she just got out of the way there, because if not, this trail camera will get set off every 10 to freaking 15 seconds with leaves, and you'll have an SD card full of leaves and no deer, and it'll really make you mad. But also when setting up trail cameras, if you're really wanting to find those bucks during summertime, you got to get back to that buck bedding. Right behind me, there's major buck bedding back over that way. But I mean, it's 150 yards back there, and through some, man, I can't even get this open, through some thick stuff, and I don't really want to walk down there. So your thing's seeing air now. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing quite a bit of stuff, and I got some news to tell y'all. Not good news either. It's kind of relatively really bad. Nothing we can't fix. But before we do that, Haley's out here cleaning the pool. It's completely black because the rain that we just had. Been getting a lot of rain here, and turn the pool black. And then we're gonna head out, and I said "and" like 17 times there, but we're gonna go back there, check our trail camera, maybe slap up another one, I'm not sure. I just pull that other one and put this one in the place of that one, so we can just, because I don't know if that black one's even working. We drove by it the other day and it didn't even catch us, anything like that, but on the video it worked perfect. I have a video of us setting it out, so I'll show you that. But I'm starting to get into the mood where I want to go back there and do some more stuff for deer season, so I'll eventually get there. But Haley's cleaning out her pool right now, so after she's done doing that, we're going to go back there and check that trail camera, and then I'll get on to the breaking news. Let's just say this video is not sponsored by Winchester. Kind of upset about that, but you guys will find out soon enough. So, see ya. somehow get a mower or a bush hog and mow all this grass out here for deer season. It'll probably die off, or I definitely will die off during winter, but I want to get it out of here before winter so I can hunt this field. I was wanting to plant something this year in here, but I didn't get to it. So try not to hit that stump. Oh, there's my camera right there. About past it. Give me that thing down there. Those dogs are still barking. But, hopefully this works. I don't know why this came. Give me that other camera. This whole camera is working. Let's see if this has an SD card in it real quick. It does. So, here, take that SD card. Some kind of weird bug all along this branch. I don't know what kind of bug it is. Looks gross. I want no part of it. I can tell you that right now. So I got it back. I got my camera up. I'm trying to aim it up a little bit more, but that's what happens when all your straps on your camera breaks. Of course, I've had these for like 6 years now, so it's sideways a lot. But try to get that straight. That's as good as it's gonna get, but it'll be alright. No catch there. I'm gonna have to figure out a different strap situation. Maybe they sell replacement straps. Did you put that SD card back in here? So we got that SD card. We'll go up to the picnic table at Haley's house and check the card, see if it got anything. I don't know why that camera did that. Put brand new batteries in it. To shut off. I don't know if someone shut it off or what. We'll see. Back here, it's nice, and thinking about setting up a deer trail. What? Thinking about setting up a deer stand out here. Just on this trail, so maybe I can catch a couple of does coming through on this trail. These does hit this trail off a lot, whereas the bucks, they'll come from down that hill and they'll work their way back to that buck bedding area. It's a big, giant bedding area. I'll take you guys back there. It's just so thick right now. Ticks are everywhere. I can't stand ticks, so we'll just have to figure it out. Me and Haley did come out here the other day though, and we noticed something weird. It looked like someone made like a pole in right here, or side by side to our car or something. It was really weird. We don't know who did that, so we need to put up gates out here though, because anybody can come out here. So let's get out and check this trail camera. If there's anything cool on it, I'll just have Haley slap some pictures up or post a video on there. We'll do something like that. But you guys can look over my shoulder for now, just to see if this card even got anything. I don't imagine it did. The cameras, it's not the camera's fault, it's me. I don't take good care of my cameras. And it's me. Look together. Go to file, turn meeting. Oh, it did catch me. Caught me setting it out, talking to you guys. Oh, look at that. I'll have Haley upload these clips too, so that way you guys can see it better. Pretty nice doe. Really nice doe. Oh. Hey. Alright, let's go back to her. Okay, we went back too far. Really nice doe at night. Oh, she got spooked by something. She did not like that sound. Hit that deer trail, like I said. Oh, she came back. She's interested. It's at 5:02 in the morning. Oh, that didn't even catch him. Oh, look at that little baby with spots. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. This looks like a different place. It is. It's definitely from a different place. This is from my other hunting property. It's about 13 miles east of here. But me and that property, 13 miles east of here, it holds some big deer. I mean, we're talking big. I don't even know why I'm still looking at that. Well, that camera caught some small does. So wasn't nothing too interesting. They're just does, but deer meat's deer meat also. So I guess I can't complain, right? Like I said though, it's really hard to get bucks in summer. I've always had a difficult time finding bucks in summer. I don't know why that is. It's just really hard. I think because all the bucks are just together right now, and they're only going where they feel secluded. When it starts to get around fall, like for us, October 1st is deer season. We'll really start to see the bucks start piling up on camera a lot more, and show them that. What is that? That's gross. But around October, we'll start seeing bucks really start to pile up on camera. And that's when it gets fun for us, because then we can start really doing our buck inventory. Right around September, I'd say. September, October, we start seeing bucks pile on camera. But quiet! And I also want to tell you guys, I just got off the phone with somebody really important, a company actually, and they might be helping us do the giveaway. They might be giving us some cool stuff. So I've reached out to several companies. This one called me back just a little bit ago. They said that they might be interested, so I'm just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, it should be cool if they do it. I'm gonna be super happy. Their products they're guaranteed already. I use it. I know everybody does. So, well, everybody that I know that does a certain type of sport does. I don't want to leak it. You know what I mean? It's a little sneak peek. You get a little teaser right there. But I'll let you know if they go through with it and they want to do something. If they want to collab, sick. If not, makes me sad. So let's get into the main part of this video. This one's gonna be fun. See ya. So the main part of this video is I wanted to share something with you guys. Obviously, I'm extremely lucky. everybody there that was there kind of like didn't freak out, but they like try to keep me calm, just because it was kind of a whack situation. So this past weekend we went and did a shoot. We had a shootout. It was like a cookout and we were shooting. So it was fun. Right at the end, Haley's sister wanted me to get in there and shoot some with her because she knows I'm a pro. She wanted me to show everybody up. And they all shoot 12 gauges. They're big 12, like they go nuts over the 12 gauges. So I was like, screw that. I don't need 12 gauge to do this. I can do it with the 20. I'm amazing. So I got out Haley's 20 gauge. She shoots it and stuff on her own time, but she don't like to do the shootouts and stuff. She's just not into like competition like that. So we went to the shootout and stuff, but before that, I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown. We bought this gun. I don't think it's a year old. It might be just now turning a year old from when we bought it, but we bought this at Real King, and it's a Winchester Super X pump. It's the 20 gauge. It has a 20-inch barrel on it. Has a smooth bore barrel in it. Has chokes you can replace. Basically just a normal shotgun. Just slammed it down on the thing. That probably wasn't good for it, but we absolutely love the gun. The gun is, I mean, so light. I mean, it's tremendously light compared to my Remington 1100. So she loves this gun. I got it for her, so that way it's just super light for her to throw up and stuff. It's a good gun. It really is. But the other day we was there and we shooting, and I shot probably about at least 10 shots out of it. I have a clip of me shooting. I'll throw it in right here. Alright, now that you got done watching that, back to me. So, I was shooting about 10 shots through it already, and then I threw in my 11th shot, and I was using Remington shells. I don't know what they were. They was 20 gauge, and threw it in, and I shot, and everybody there was like, whoa, stop. Her dad was like, hey, stop. Something sounded weird when you shot that, and I had my headphones on, so I couldn't hear it. So I stopped and I was like, I wonder why it sounded weird. Everybody's freaking out. And I look up at my barrel, it's smoking yellow. I was like, man, that's not good. So I instantly kind of like hit panic mode. I like checked myself out and I was like, am I okay? Did anything like happen? I was all good. So then I was like, all right, I need to pull this barrel off and inspect this before I shoot another shot, most definitely. So I pulled the barrel off, and what I seen kind of shocked me. It was like, wow, what happened? I don't know if the shell was the cause of it. I don't know if it was the gun that was the cause of it or what. But what's interesting about that is we was all shooting Remington. I was shooting 20 gauge, but they was shooting 12. So later, this kid that was there, he was shooting a Benelli, and he was shooting 12 gauge Remington out of it. And, oh, a Beretta. Haley corrected me, sorry. Yeah, he's shooting a Beretta. So, really high class gun he has. So he was shooting the Remington 12 gauges out of it. And his gun sounded whack, and it started smoking yellow. I was like, oh no. I was like, two of us? What in the world is happening? So he took off his barrel and checked it, and there was nothing wrong with his barrel, thank God, because he was shooting a high-class gun. Me, on the other hand, I mean, Winchester's a good company and all, but, I mean, it ain't no Beretta. It ain't no Beretta. But I took off this barrel, and I looked down in there, and instantly I seen it. I'm going to set this down right here, and you can look in there. Right here on this side, it's cracked. It blew the chunk of metal to where you hold that shell. It blew it off. As well as you can see how these have the grooves on the inside of here. It grounded these grooves off horribly. So I had her uncle. He's like not a gunsmith, but he works on guns all the time. Technically a gunsmith, but not really. But he looked at it and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, that's screwed. He's like, you're gonna need a new barrel. And you know me, I was kind of mad about it. And even if you look in here really, really good, you guys probably can't see it, but right here on this lip, there's a whole crack that goes around it. And it like cracked everything in there. So what happened was when I shot, it blew this chunk of metal out. Like it just blew it apart. Like it evaporated. And then for some reason, the top of the barrel was smoking just yellow. I mean, yellow smoke was coming out of it. So I don't know exactly what happened inside this gun. But I am very mad about it. Especially, it's kind of a cheaper gun. It was like $300 and some. But, I mean, you expect a lot more. And I wasn't trying to be funny or anything, but it was made in Turkey. So, like, maybe it's just not a high quality steel or something. I don't know. But that blew apart. And then I got to looking even further because the receiver looked fine. And it still does. But if you can look down in here, Haley. I'll take the camera from you even. If you look down in here, guys, you definitely going to be able to see that. But there's metal flakes all throughout that. I mean, like, metal flakes everywhere. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take that and take it to a gunsmith and have it looked at, and then I'm going to have buy a new barrel. I know I'm going to have to buy a new barrel. So when you buy a gun for $300 and some odd and you're not even, you probably shot maybe 100 rounds through it and the barrel blows, I mean, that's not a good sign. I mean, I don't even know what happened. But we was all talking, and like I said, her uncle works on guns. He said another shot, it would probably killed me. If it wouldn't have killed me, it would have blown the barrel into shreds. And who knows what could happen then. I mean, shrapnel could have been in everybody around me. So thank God I was smart enough to take this off and check it. Thank God God was with me. Or else, who knows what could have happened. I know Haley's very discouraged. I tried saying to her it wasn't my fault. It definitely wasn't my fault. I don't know if it was a shell or if it was just a weak barrel, something. But thank God it didn't kill anybody. We're extremely lucky. I know it might not seem like a big deal, but it is when you're shooting a shotgun with a high class shell, and it could just, it's like a basically explosion in here, and it just blew it apart, the end of it. So we're extremely lucky. But that's all I have for you today. That's kind of my sneak peek. I just wanted to show you guys that I almost about died. Not really, thank God, but it could have been way worse than what it was. Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.